Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the breakfast show, Trading Idea with SMARTRobie. I'm your host, Martin Moore. Now, tonight, we have seen, last night actually, more like, we have seen the new tech giant, which is the Tesla stocks. Now, remember, Tesla is seen to be a technology company rather than the vehicle. Of course, we have seen also the big selling that we seen last night too, as it hit $1,000. Now, how many of you had gotten of Tesla when Tesla turned green Pentagon right couple of weeks ago? We will take a look at Tesla on the green Pentagon using the US SMARTRobie. That's why I always said before, it pays dividend to follow the green Pentagon rather than follow some other body else in here. Now let's look at what we have for you in this morning in here in our breakfast show. Definitely it's on Wednesday night and Wednesday morning, and we'll be looking at the ST2 stage 2 shares, which are actually trending up. But let's not forget, let's look at what we have for you this morning in our market. As we've seen right now, market is up 4.8 points, still short of the 1600. Remember, the 1600 seems to be a double top, a resistance at the top, as this market really struggles to try to break any higher at the same time. But let's look at what we have in the other section of the news roundup as we have for you this morning here. And thank you for sharing this timeline in your video in here. We appreciate for your time that you spend with us. And of course, this morning our news roundup will be focused on the run-up of the budget 2022. Now, of course, all things being said, we have the COVID-19 post recovery, as well as the funding that is needed to boost up many parts of our economic and stimulus, as well as give way to help out those unemployed and affected by COVID-19. As such that previously, during the Pakatan time, the physical deficit was around 3.3, and they wanted to bring it down to 3. But having said that, with the COVID-19 in place, we are heading higher, which means we are going for more likely spending, which in turn will stimulate the economy and rejuvenate the stock market that we hope. So the fiscal deficit will rise to close to 6.9% in 2022 from this year 6.2. And like it or not, my projection, this fiscal deficit will continue to go higher in line with the emergency funding for the potential GE15. The last one, if I can recall, cost us about 120 to 150 million to run the general election. It's pretty expensive to run the general election in India. Do take note, all right? So having said that, many punters and economists has some wishes for the budget 2022, including tax break, but I doubt that it is likely, as the government is looking for more tax revenue. And luckily for us, the CPO prices hitting above 5,000 ringgit, and that will give him some sort of a revenue to those companies. Now remember, in 2008 there was a CPO windfall profit that was imposed to some of these companies in here. That was only 4,200. Right now is above 5,000 ringgit in here. Will we see this CPO windfall being imposed? My take at it is unlikely, as we have seen the hardship that is suffered by a lot of the player. So another one of these so-called windfall CPO tax may show that the uncaring of the government, especially this is a new government under the leadership of Ismail Sabri in here. Even on the rubber glove, there wasn't any tax windfall being imposed. All right, let's move on to our next news here, and it's going to be focused on foreign fund. Now, by the time you read this kind of news that pops up in foreign fund, you would know you are already late. That's right. Now, I do recommend you to go to tradevsa.com and check out our latest in here for the foreign funds. And you could see just on top of me here at tradevsa.com website, and you just sort of mouse it over in here, and you can see we have 303 million, another 303 million here. Then we got the 242 million, right? And we have 80 plus another 53. But right now, first time ever, we are seeing only yesterday negative outflow. That will also coincide with the KLCI. Just scroll right at the top there, you'll notice right? And if you just switch over to SMARTRobie here, okay, let's switch over to SMARTRobie, and we will see the KLCI chart. Switching back, you can see the KLCI chart here, and that tells you where we are, and you can see we already hit red pentagon. That's right. And the last time that red pentagon has caused the market to fall by 80 points. So take note, right? Be warned of the red pentagon. Many people don't want to hear this kind of thing. They want to listen to the good hopes, the good news, but by listening to the red pentagon, you will soon realize that it will help you a lot more. Okay, so trader, be careful. Investor, be careful. But then again, look back at your trading plan. What is your trading plan? What is your strategy? I think that's very, very important. Else, how are you going to make money overall? Strategy is one of the most important things in here. And as such, I've said many, many times before, using SMARTRobie or our plugin charting will definitely help you a lot more. And that's something we're going to be talking more on February 15 and 16 for our wealth building roadmap. I would like to invite you all to join us on the February 15 and 16. There are more details at the end of this show here. All right, let's look on to the next story that we have is Unisem, another technology third-party sort of manufacturer test and burnout test here. Test semiconductors. So you can see from here the filing from Unisem, they posted 20.63 lower net profit. Lower net profit of 40.27 million ending September 30th compared to 50.74 in the filing in here. This is also due to the closure of the operation in here, and a second interim dividend going out on November 14. Paying up in here. So let's look at what we have for Unisem. Okay, just type in Unisem here. Okay, we'll click on Unisem. Oh. Okay, let's hit Unisem here. So click on Unisem, and you can see Unisem chart really reflects what we've seen so far for the lower 20.3%. Right now it's at a very good base in here, hasn't turned any green pentagon yet. So unlike its cousin like Inari, which seems to be moving up as coincide with the 5G and many of the IoT initiative that is done many parts of the world, which causes the share continue to go higher. So far this one is well supported in here. Let's also take a look at another player in here is Fayco, okay, Fayco, which is a crane operator in here. And again, crane operations usually follow the economic boom and bust, right? When we have more construction, when we have more buildings, then you have more order for cranes. So in such, this winning 37 million project in here, it did not stated where. So let's take a look at the Fayco, right? FAVCO, and we hit on to this one and we go. So chart wise, this has been slowly moving up. Okay, you can see slowly moving up, very nicely done. And if you have followed the green pentagon, okay, then you will already be in good money in here. As a matter of fact, you can see Fayco have a win rate with Pentagon 66.7% of a buy rate since 27th of April in here, and with that back tested about 6 trades so far. All right, so SMARTRobie can actually back test for you and ensure that you will have some sort of positive return in here. Okay, let's move on to our next story. Is on lower earnings, another semiconductors player in here, more on test burn in, being a secondary service support to many of the big firms in Penang. So in this news in here, you could see Globetronics hit a lower 9.8 year-on-year, dropping to 16.3 million as well. Revenue decreases 15.1% to 55 million. So in the filing, this is also due to the losing of certain customer volume loading and a drop in the economic of scale. So all things being said, Globetronics, right, continue to struggle at 2 ringgit. Let's take a look at the chart in here. And you can see what I mean. Very similar to in here, but holding up above the 207 levels and hoping to retest back maybe 2 ringgit and 20 cents, which you see inside in here. But right now you will also notice the volume going up seems to be very low. Let's take a look at this news this morning in here, where we see some stock price going higher, right? And yes, it's certainly hit a resistance, and we have the stock price down minus 1.4% this morning here at 2 ringgit and 12 cents here so far. All right, let's move on to our next news. Is Chinhin, which has been one of the market leader from what, $4, $5 going up to 48 ringgit, and finally the net profit saw 6-fold to 16.3 million, giving a 12-to-1 bonus. This is like winning a lottery. For those of you who have bought this and held on. Now initially this company, you notice, even going back to the fourth quarter, minus 5 million, and finally turning it right. Now the question going forward, would it maintain the growth path that we've seen? Now, being a Malaysian entrepreneur, many of these companies will tend to do pretty well. So Chinhin, let's take a look. Of course, now with good news, biasalah in Malaysia, profit taking will be in place, but some people is looking to buy this, but usually we will have to wait for those bonus 12-to-1. So at 48 ringgit, you will probably divide it by 12, you will get 4 shares. So you can see now it's 47 ringgit. And let's take a look at the stock price, stock chart. So stock comment, you can see here, has been up 31% since 17th of September. All right, very nicely done at 36 ringgit in here. Of course, if you had it earlier all the way to the bottom, you could have made a fair bit of money for this, definitely this trade. Right now the Pentagon flow is 63% in here, may tells you that there are some potential for this upside, but of course a lot of the analysts are saying that they have a target price of around $50, 50 ringgit. But knowing good news coming out, many smart money will tend to distribute at the top. So the incentive going up may be lower, but do take note, we do have some sort of a Pentagon flow measuring this around at 63% in here. Will we see another leg up? That is going to be in the coming quarter. Announcement in here, something to take note of. All right, now let's move on to the US side here. Now the US and Dow Jones set new high, but the Nasdaq fell short, and this is also due to the perceive of the inflation coming in, as many items in US, building material, don't forget petrol and food, are going up at the higher inflation rate. Now, no doubt we are coming to the beginning of November and December, usually are the bullish months. You can check that out from the seasonal monthly trend that you get it from our dashboard. Definitely, that's one of the real benefit in here. So definitely the Nasdaq are falling short due to the perceived interest rate that we've seen so far. So it will back off a bit. So pending any bad news, we will see very likely to see some sort of a selling very fast. So we have to look at the charts right now. So let's look at the chart, and switching over the S&P 500. Robie chart here, news. And you could see following the green Pentagon wave earlier on, right, on the 17th of October, that will prove to be a decisive move to be on the right side of the market. Always pay attention to the green Pentagon, all right? As soon as the green Pentagon comes, you will get a blue trend zone and so forth. All right, so right now, this market is certainly going to test and broke through. If you notice, it actually broke through the old high in here. So, but again, looking at the Malaysian side, we seems to be facing resistance at 160 level in here. Now the next stock really in play is the tech sector in US. Microsoft just announced the earnings, and it did show the PC and the cloud computing continue to do much well. So let's type in MSFT, Microsoft. And you can see stock chart. Now, one of the real benefit of buying the US stock, you're buying into very good brand name. No doubt, many of you may seen this to be around 200 over, above 300 US dollar. Just like Tesla, which I've talked about earlier on. If you could buy $20 over and it's gone up to $1,000, or buying Microsoft at $50, going up to $300, the relative growth is the same. Do not view the stock price to being higher. If you have always been a penny stock player, you're looking for big gains. That is what we call income trading. But you're looking to build wealth. This is something that you want to look at. And more, I'm going to talk about on the February 15 and 16, how to build wealth. Now, earlier on, we talked about Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla, where it is. Hit Tesla. Hit the stock chart. Now again, if you have followed the green pentagon way back in first indication 27th of August, you can see here 30th of August, you will already been 40% in the money. Following green pentagon will definitely pay you very good dividend, all right, in that sense in here. So make sure you check out every day those green pentagon working, and most important, test it out yourself. If you test it out yourself and then you convince the green pentagon works, and then do those trades. Okay, when you see red pentagon breaking through the ATR stop loss, that's where you want to exit. Using that will certainly keep you into place. So Tesla, a good sign for more tech stocks to rally. Now also moving to the Singapore side, let's move over to Singapore SGX, and again we look into the STI market now, and you can see market also rounding up, and then on top of that you see the double bottom. Now the US side has broken through. That's one thing positive in here. We have an upthrust, we have a spring right at the bar, you can see here. So that means there's going to be a lot of battles fighting at the top there. Will it break higher? That we have to see, right? See the strengths coming up. But one thing good is the volumes are tapering off right at the bottoms in here. So that means this market is likely to move sideways more than anything else. Okay. So on the stocks that really caught my eye here is ESRIT. Now in Singapore, many of the big are usually tech are the REITs. So let's take a look at ESR. There's only one, J91U for the Singapore side, and stock chart, stock comment. So here you can see this is a nice base building here, right? And now we will have the 48 cents. That's right, the 48 cents. And just wait for the green pentagon. If the green pentagon comes in, then you will have a nice breakout from here. All right, this is something that no surprises to you. Green pentagon, keep an eye. All right, let's take a look at our next segment of our show, which is the highlight of the Pentagon stock chart. Now what we're going to do is just going to go to wider screen here, and some of the stock gain that we've seen so far, right? Which is the switching over to our Trade VSA website here, and we're going to be looking at one example here, right? And you can look at it, Opcon GUB. Now this is a more recent one coming in on the 28th, or even the more recent one is EP131. But let's look at it the 11th of October. If you have got that one in on the green pentagon, okay, EMPB. So let's take a look at EMPB. Okay, switching back to the KLCI. Okay, EMMB. So this is what I talk about there on the green pentagon, right? This is a very nice one done here. You can see this chart immediately after you could have got in around here, right? Market continue to make new high, and look, judging from here, Pentagon on the 11th of October, the uptrend continues with a 46%. 0.9%. So it's important for you to really study those charts. Continue to attend some of our talks that we do on weekends, check out some of the link below in here. But tonight we have another special topic, is looking at the Chinese internet stocks. Definitely our main course is something for you to upgrade your knowledge, and just catching one of these, a 46% return, that with a 5,000 ringgit, that will give you a pocket of gross profit of 4,000 ringgit. Think about that, all right? No, sorry, gross profit about 2,000 plus, 40% of 5,000, 2,000. And of course, even in our own Pentagon fixed rule trading that we have, we are still at positive 14% return, which is a very easy way for you to, and many of our members are getting those rules, getting the support, and also the members coaching will definitely put you in the right place. Do join us for some of our members initially. It's always great to upgrade your skill for that manner. All right, so last week we talked about Inari, and let's take a look at Inari this for the stock pick that we have. And let's take a look at Inari, bringing up the charts here. Now this was, okay, Inari was on the 27th of October. You could see 27th October was, we picked, now Inari was picked on the today is 20th, that's right, 20th. It had an upthrust, it did hit high, but again, climatic volume. Always when you see climatic volume, we'll see profit taking, and we are also seeing that on Tesla last night in here. So if you are shorter terms, you want to take some profits in here, more importantly is do not react to emotions. Where is your trading man? Time and time again, I always tell people, when you react, it's because you don't have a plan. Overreacting, and if you take history and take back a journal where you are, many times you tend to react and you cut your profit and you run your losses, right? Take note of that one. All right, again, these are some of the things we will talk about more in our coming days. All right, let's look at the so this is the stocks that we have. So right now on this morning in here, I do think that we have some sort of support. You can see the trend line auto plotter is still pointing up. It's still far away from the ATR stop loss, so not really a big concern right now here. Okay, and let's move on to our surprise. Last Friday, episode 129, 27th of October, we selected Chinhin. Okay, Chinhin and Chinhin. And this morning, it came out on the premium alert. It hits a 30% up on the 25th of October. I think it hits about, let's take a look at Chinhin. And there is a surge in property because also of the economic recovery right now, though. So it does look like smart money wanted to push up this. Now, if you look back again, this was on the 22nd when we picked this on last Friday. Of course, if you do this in here and pull it up, 44% return, it went as high as almost 71% return. Okay, a 71% return. For those of you who have held it, congratulations on Chinhin. Even if you paper trade too, that is also certainly a very good trade following on Friday. So make sure you follow those ST2 intraday. Do take note, we don't win all the time, but a good one to have on this one, a 70% win for this one. All right, let's move on to the stocks that we're going to talk about. This week is JHM. All right, let's look at JHM, and I'm going to bring in the trading plan for JHM. Now JHM, like it or not, has turned green Pentagon. The trend is still down, right? The overall auto trend is still down, but we are hoping that it will turn up, so we have to make a note of it. Okay, auto trend line is pointing downwards, so we hope JHM will turn up soon. Okay, let's also take a look at the weekly chart. Okay, so this is the week. Switch on to the weekly chart here. Weekly chart is still red pentagon, red pentagon or yellow trend zone. You can see here, but we do have a spring. And still yellow trend zone. Okay, still yellow trend zone. So take note. And then we switch back to a daily chart. That's what it always recommends you to have our trade BNC charting plugin in here. Green pentagon was on the 6th of October. And if you have gone that, and if you just pull this here and up to here, about a 5%, okay, and a 5% upside, okay. So indicator for SMARTRobie will be green pentagon on 6th October. You'll be up. Okay, let's look at the important price level. So we'll switch back to here. To JHM, and do you know what we're going to be looking for? The trading plan. That's right. We'll look at the trading plan here. So just on top of me here, trading plan, you will see strong condition mode, and it had 20 bars ago, 20 days ago. Combination was strong one. The EPS will be 26th of November, so there'll be some movement. So we are looking at the two ringgit. Okay, so the first R1 will be 2 ringgit. Okay, then R2 will be much higher at 227. All right, and with the weekly resistance at 2 ringgit. So you have a weekly resistance. So it needs to break above the 2 ringgit that you see here. Then we'll see some sort of continuation. But right now you'll notice 1 bar up, pull back, 1 bar up, and certainly the trend is likely going to be breaking up. So you have to watch out for that one. Okay, so it does break out, but volume diminishes in here. So we will wait whether this thing is going to be having another pull back and pull up. Okay, so why is the market moving higher? Okay, and we have the market is pulled back a lot. Okay, volume is coming in slowly. Okay, it's not one of the best volume in it, so it does tell you the market may move a bit side and then trend back up again. It did hit a old high of 250, but I think in January they hit even higher. That's why, as you can see, January was 267. It's going to try back and retest back the 240 something. So $2 is the weekly resistance, something we're going to be cracking at. And let's look at the support. We can switch to our exit strategy. So exit strategy, you're looking at 176. 176 will be 9% from our previous high, and 164, which is a 15%. But if you want to look at the weekly support, will be a 189. 189, which is about what now, let's say, is 194. Just a 5 cents if you're looking for very short term, some sort of support there. All right. So let's, but we will use the 176. S1 at 178. Okay, so 178, if anything goes off, break through that, then you want to be exit. So take note of that one. Okay, so this is the plan that we have, and okay, so let's see next week how well you would fare. Okay. Now, the portfolio, as I said before, from January, October, continued to fare decent. I wouldn't say fantastic, because when you ask people how much they want a month, they say they want 14.6% every month, right? So is that logical or not? But so far you have seen from our episode, almost 50 episode to right now, episode 131, we have made about 14.6% return. We have gone through thick and thin of the market, yet we survive. Compared to KLCI, which is about a -2%, we are still turning positive. So this is very important to showcase to you that our Pentagon work, and following a trading plan will definitely put money in it. But people generally, depending whether they are skilled or unskilled, I leave that up to you. But something that we're going to talk more how to build wealth is in our wealth building roadshow, which is on the November 16 in here. Then this is where we can talk more on that subject. Now, also our Pentagon Guided Tracker portfolio, we continue to update for the episode 131 so far. So you can see from here, our haptic hit a high of 16%, but since then it's gone down to 9% in here. Pestec continued to up, Inari moving up and moving down, but like it or not, we are all in almost positive territory for all our winning trades. So most important, as I said before, your trades that you are doing, make sure they are all turning green like this, real portfolio, real tracker, and not the other way around. All right, there's always a way to turn around your portfolio, something that you just need to find out what's wrong with it and give a little bit more thought. And I'm sure our coaches and our tools will definitely help you to do that in here. All right, so let's look at the news too this morning in here, and I haven't done that for some time, so let's see what are the news that we have. The main news, KLCI sentiment. So we look at KLCI sentiment here. News are still considering negative in here. Bursa Healthcare Gate more steepest drop among indices as investors shy away from glove stocks. So that tells you gloves certainly is on the bottom of the sectors. Right now we have MBSP, okay, and Malaysia Made Green Energy, IWCT, UEM. So what's really cooking now is a lot of the property sector. We have seen earlier on the property sector like Chinhin and also GUH. Okay, GUH continue to move up. So property sectors will be something in your liking. Of course, you can also check that one out from our main area here. You can see right on top here. Currently, top hot sectors is energy and property. Look out for good trade VSA setup in this in here. All right, so the 30 stocks will give you some sort of head weight to where to go to. All right, so let's move on to something that we are very excited to roll out is our Trade VSA dashboard, and we will change a bit of our format for our Friday show starting from November 6 onward to utilize and showcase to you for our Trade VSA trader and investor dashboard, which will feature many useful functions that will put you to be very skilled investor and trader compared to the professional in here. Very easy to use, and definitely we do have installment plans available, but for our existing member this will be no additional cost to you for free upgrade. Of course, better still, use those stock screener that you have in here and participate. This is again for our members from the 14th of October to 13th of January. Trade VSA and stand a chance to win monthly 30 ringgit Grab voucher and a final finale of an iPad. All you gotta do is share your trades on the Trade VSA Google review. That's all, and let us know more. This is strictly for our members in here. And for tonight, we will be heading to the Hong Kong Stock Exchange to talk about the internet stock crackdown and why is it an opportunity for investor, right? Is it an opportunity for you? Check me out tonight at 9:30 tonight in here. So I'll see you then. And of course, time and time again, we've been heavily promoting our 15 on 16 of November for our wealth building roadmap in here. Ways we can help you turn your portfolio around in 2022. All right, for members, this is a free event. If you are a public, do join us as we still have the early bird fee before the 31st of October. All right, make sure you check it out. After 31st of October, then you will have to pay a bit more in here. And comes with it for our well-being roadmap will be 3 months subscription to our new trader dashboard, which you will experience very, very beneficial in here. So right now, we're going to turn our attention to the public and the members for your stock review, but don't forget to give us a feedback from our Google and Apple Play Store in here. Check it out in here on the Google Play Store and on the Apple Store. Using this QR code, do go over and give us a feedback on the apps that you're using, especially right now. We are giving it free usage right to 31st of December 2021 in here. All right. So we have the Zong in here from the public review text cam. All right. So let's look at text cam. Text cam, yeah, text cam hit a new high. It was. So this actually came out in our COC screener last night. That is for our new premium alert. I saw this again. Of course, when you see climatic volume, what usually happens? We have learned from Tesla. We have also learned from Inari in here. So Zong, if you've been following or one of the student of price and volume in here, you will certainly know what to do. But if you are not in yet and you decide to go in now, let me know what is your trading plan. There is no right and wrong answer. There's always a right way to make money in the market. Okay. Okay, let's look at some other stocks that you want me to look at. Do pencil those in. We got the Sally here, another regular. GUH, which is a student. So same thing also, you got Uptrust. Now again, if you have followed, and I do hope many times that you ask, you follow the green pentagon, all right? And if you have followed at, so for Sally Day, I hope you have gone in around 49 cents or 50 cents, all right? I think that would be great. If not, at least at 57 cents here before this breakout. You can see in here, you got an uptrust, you got a couple of uptrusts. So the market is just breaking up on potential, some news award in here, but distribution can be very, very fast. But if you're not in yet, then do the trading plan. Okay, let me just check out what were the news coming out from GUM. We got some interesting stocks coming out this morning in here. Definitely one of them is, I want to look at is Genting Malaysia. Yes, you see Genting Malaysia pops up right now. Yes, that is our new COC screener. You can see this one in here hasn't made a big run yet. That's where you want to be. Stocks like GUH and also just now the other one, one of the that make a big high. That's the one you want to take profit. This is actually a good one. Genting Malaysia, peeping its head, ready to move higher. Let's take a look at another one too. Okay, Chem Resources. In here, you can see Uptrust. You can see this is low volume in here, starting to move up, right? And you want to have a stock like this. Hits up, move sideways, then you have some sort of chance of going higher. These are some of the new alerts that we are getting from our screener. So we don't want those stocks to run up yet, because if they do run off, there's no chance for you to buy. Okay, so let's look at some of the other stocks that you all have. Okay, we got James here, and James, you are one of our member, right, James? Yes, let's look at TN Logistic. Yeah, TN Logistic, Tiong is one of our earlier picks. And usual when you see climatic volume this morning in here, you will see but let's hope it built a support at 89 cents, and let's go from there. Now this stock earlier on, we found out that TN Logistic is one of our portfolio update, which we already have it for some time, way back from in here, and I think we will usually take a little bit of profit coming into this. Take note of that. We got LB Alim. Okay, LB Alim, it's Green Pentagon. We got some no NS here, so that's pretty good. And let's see if these stocks can go higher. The auto trend lines continue to go up. Okay, any more stocks that you all want me to look at? Do pencil those in there. And definitely our Trade VSA Pentagon Guider will give you a lot of opportunity to do so. Okay, we have areas. One of our member, Astino. Now, Astino, this is a nice one here. NS breaks up in here. That was the NS pickup. So you can see you have this market. Again, do take note, our current KLCI market, let's take a look. This morning is only up 1.7 point, which does tells you if the market can break through 1600, many of these trades that we talk about is continue to go higher. If our market cannot break through the 1600, then many of these stocks will face resistance that we see here. That's the truth of it. 77 cents. We have Chris here, Pelican. Okay, Pelican, yeah, but you got a bit of resistance here. And you got climatic volume, you can see here, right? This is what we talk about, the VSI volume. And usually you see climatic volume, market tend to sell back down again. So take note of this little green stuff here, you see here, okay? This one is a danger, right? Make sure you don't see this turquoise color. So when you see turquoise color, that is like the end. This comes with our package, plugin software in here. All right, so we're going to stop here. Thank you for your time. And don't forget, tonight we'll be doing a live talk on Chinese internet stock. Is it time to get in? And many times we said before, it's always best to diversify your portfolio out from Malaysia to Hong Kong, US, so you have the best of all exchange and practice and learn a lot about the market, so you will always become a skilled and very knowledgeable investor. That's all I wish you. And don't forget to review us on our Google Play Store and also our Apple Play Store apps in here. We really appreciate your support all this while in here. And do share our video in your timeline. And I'll see you tonight. Thank you for coming.